Hello everyone, and welcome to the 6th devlog video in my currently unnamed isometric colony simulator. There is a lot to cover in this video, so I'm going to ask that if you do enjoy the video or want to keep track of my game, then please like and subscribe, as it helps me out a lot, and it also shows me that there is interest in my game, as there is only about a percentage of you who are subscribed. Thank you. Alrighty, so first thing to show is I have updated the graphics in my game. A friend of mine has gone out of his way to draw me some new graphics. Mainly want to look at the water, since I had a lot of feedback about that last time. Namely, apparently it was giving people headaches. So hopefully that's not the case anymore. I'm still not 100% on it, but I hope this current change will suffice. Okay, so what is new here? So you might have noticed this little yellow guy running around. He is a colonist, and colonists all spawn from the colonist spawner, which can be found currently by this particular looking structure. You're probably wondering what this thing is. You can think of it as the florid postern from Don't Starve Together. It's where all the characters spawn in initially. So what it will do is it will look at where it's trying to spawn. So right now I've got it only spawning on grass. So it will go, right, is the tile under this leg grass? Is the tile under this leg grass? Great. Is these two spaces in the middle free? Fantastic. This is a valid spawning point, and it will place it down. You may have heard that there is a sound cue played when these little guys spawn, and that about covers the spawner. So let's take a look at this little fella. Colonists have a state machine programmed into them. There are currently 4 states in use. There is an idle state, a wonder state, a gathering state, and a harvesting state. So the idle state is they will run around. They'll run around in the wandering state. When they get to their destination, they will wait around for a couple of seconds before moving it to the next one. The time they wait is about 2.5 seconds before picking a new spot. There's a 10% chance that these guys will go into the idle state, which means they will stand around and they won't do anything. These guys also have a hunger system on them. I've grossly exaggerated the values of these so that I can demonstrate it properly. And what will happen is when that hunger value reaches below 25%, they will go into the hungry state, and when they're in that state, they will find the nearest berry bush, which is this new entity here, and they will pick a berry off the bush, as you just witnessed. They will eat it, the hunger will get refilled, and they will go back into the wandering state. Something that should be noted is when they do reach the bush, they go into the harvesting state, where they start actually picking the food off of the berry bush. And this is about 3 seconds. If they can't find food, the next hunger tick will take their health off instead. So they will actually be starving because they can't find a food source. When a colonist starves to death, they die and they are removed from the world. Something else you may have noticed is that the bushes do have a regrow mechanic, which right now is about 10 seconds. So if we just watch this bush, and there we go, it's now ready to be harvested again. What else is there? You might have noticed that the entities are all currently sorting themselves properly. This was a problem I had in the last video. So it's still using the game object system, except I've cut the tiles and entities in two different lists, which kind of split off from the main hierarchy that the game is running with. I want to move into a sorting order, like how older isometric games do it, because right now it renders based on the isometric Y coordinate, and for things like the spawner, that doesn't work. So I've spawned in a little guy who I can control here, and as you can see, he's positioned correctly here. But if I walk him behind, it doesn't work because it's only for this particular section. So if I walk him behind here, he renders on top of it, because this is a 2D game and there is no depth. Quickly returning to the Colonists, I've implemented a game state. So there are 3 states for that right now. There's a menu for things like the title menu. There's in-game, which is currently what we have here. And there is the game over state. So if the last colonist dies, so if there's no colonists left, you get a game over. I'll show you that in a few minutes. So basically you can lose, but what I'm going to do later is make it show the stats, so see how long you've survived, see how many colonists you've had in total, see how many colonists you've lost, how much resources were consumed, stuff like that. You may have noticed this little button at the side. This is new. It functions as you would expect it to do. So if I click this button, it spawns a new fellow. And you know a new fellow has spawned because of that sound that I've got. It's a temporary sound. It will be changed later. So yeah, let's spawn a couple of guys in. Here they are running around. They're doing their own thing. They're enjoying themselves. In the next one, I'm hoping that I'll be able to get a system so you can actually click on the entity and actually display its current task, what it's doing, have settings so like you can ignore the hunger pains when you're below 25%. You can do it. You can check their hunger, their health, all things like that. Don't worry, these guys aren't going to be cubes forever. They will be changed eventually. I have a pretty intricate system in mind about how I want to get that set up. Sorry, I've had the navigation view on this whole time. If we could take a look at the caves. This is what they now look like. Same generation, just different graphics. Nothing too fancy there. At least you can now distinguish a bit better between the floor and the walls. I haven't really touched the cave since the last video, so I'm planning on adding a layer of noise over this map and then replacing that with dirt to add some variety into the coloration here, because it's currently just grey. So if I set up a function really quickly to murder the colonists when I left click, I can do that here. Can we run this again? I guess it just doesn't want to work here. But when a colonist dies, they will they'll be gone. That'll be it. I have actually noticed a bug with my mouse clicking. Seems to be overriding itself, which isn't great. It's not the best thing, but it is what it is right now. We're only like a month or two into the development of this game. If I cut out the 3 weeks I spent trying to rework the renderer, I have done tests with bigger worlds, so like a world twice the size. It does work, but it currently whacks the performance because I render all the tiles all at once, which isn't great. I do have a viewport renderer, so it only renders what's on the screen, but I will need to pull that across from my other branch, which I haven't done just yet. So I might put that in, I might not. I want to get something playable first, get a lot more going on. I've stuck a hard limit on the Colonists at 100 because above 100 you start to get performance hits from them all trying to walk around at the same time, which isn't great, but they will eventually be able to go into structures, which means they won't be getting rendered, and that'll be great. And I think that might be everything since the last video. So if you've gotten this far, I thank you for hanging around. It means a lot. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!